Coming up this week on Geek Gamer Weekly, we talk about the big debacle that EA is trying to handle with SimCity. Also, the Galaxy S4 is here. Will it last longer than 3 months as the best Android device that's out there? John Bubb from the GFQ Network will join us this week to talk about these topics and more. Geek Gamer Weekly is next. This is Geek Gamer Weekly, episode 232, recorded on Sunday, March 17th, 2013. DRMCity. Geek Gamer Weekly is brought to you by Personas, makers of the Studio Live 1602, which packs superior audio quality, performance, and integrated software, including remote control, into a small, affordable package. For more information, visit personas.com. Hey everybody, welcome again to another edition of Geek Gamer Weekly. This is the Uber podcast for geeks and gamers. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're glad to have you guys here joining us on this Sunday evening, March 17th, 2013, episode number 232. My name is Chase Nunes, and I'm here to orchestrate this awesome panel of people that we have here this evening. Joining us first, back, because he wasn't here last week, because he was working on replacing a heater core, I think, in his car, his Quantum Volkswagen. Here he is, folks. Mr. John Kessler. Hey, John.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
Just ducky.
What happened to your car?
It went poof.
Wait, that's what it did?
Yeah,
Poof.
just like...
And there was that lingering...
Yep. Nice heater core explosion.
All right.
All steamy.
I don't want to talk about your steaminess.
Yes.
But we're glad to have you back. Your car's running well.
Yes.
Good. Very good.
All back in one piece.
That's
Finally.
awesome. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Also joining us this week from the Oregon Bureau of Technology, Gaming Research, and Development. Here he is, folks, Mr. Joseph Falbey, otherwise known as Joe. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hey, doing pretty good.
Good, man. Have you not relocated yet? I see you're still in the...
No, I decided I didn't want to move into the kitchen for 4 or 5 weeks while I changed how other things were set up.
Oh,
so.
that's low. That's low.
What?
That's low.
What is that?
That's close to home, man. That's really close to home. Now, I understand if you're going to turn that other room and you're going to paint the walls and put up crown molding, I would understand that. And retexture the ceilings and build new desks.
Mm-hmm.
I would understand that. That's just mean, though, man. Just mean. Nice shirt, though.
I have to move a TV first.
Oh, that 60-inch TV?
Mm-hmm.
That rear projection. Oh,
and all the other stuff around it, yeah.
Maybe you'll plug in your PS3.
It is plugged in.
Okay, maybe you'll turn it on.
I've more recently turned on the PS3 than the Xbox. The Xbox isn't plugged in.
Okay.
I had to watch a Blu-ray like 9 months ago.
How thick is that?
Watch Blu-rays?
Well, 9 months ago I did. Since then, I've ripped it to my computer, and now I just stream it.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to do that. That's head.
Why not?
I know.
Why not? It's
But
mine.
Hollywood,
Fair use cover.
But you had to circumvent copy protection to make that happen.
Fair use covers it.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
I think it does now. I thought they had a decision about that.
All right. Let's move on to our next person that we're going to introduce. We've been, delaying long enough. Joining us from the upper Midwest, we're now happy to have him back once again, fresh out of the shower. Here he is, Mr. John Bubb, also known as Suncast. Hey, John, how are you?
Yo, I'm all clean now.
Yeah, you're so fresh and
I'm always fresh.
What's wrong with your headphones?
Oh, nothing.
Man, do you and wait, both? I just realized this. You and the other John both have the same type of headphones.
Nice.
I mean, look at that. You both have Sony Studio monitors.
Nice.
They're good headphones.
Yeah.
They are good headphones.
When worn properly.
When worn properly.
Yes.
To block the glare. I mean, I understand why John Kessler does it. But John, you have hair. John, you actually have a head of hair.
So
So
doesn't mean I can't do it.
I guess not.
Actually, I almost forgot I did have that like that.
You forgot.
Anyways,
Oh, you guys.
come on, Joe.
All right. Well, Joe's not going to do that. Now, Joe's above that. Joe would not bring himself down to that level.
Nope.
See? Not going to happen. By the way, if you're just catching the audio version of the show, the guys were taking their headphones, okay, and you know that band that goes on top, that connects the two earmuffs together? They were turning it to block their forehead. Yeah, that's how funny that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 people that maybe listen to the show
They're gonna be
didn't get
rolling.
that.
There's more people that listen. There's at least 8.
At least they don't have the glare.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, that's the one thing you got to look out for.
Well, I figure with this shirt, I don't have to worry about the glare. The shirt's bright enough.
No, they're blinded by the shirt before they even notice.
Joe,
the
when the
forehead.
sun goes down, your shirt's still going to light up the room. That's
I hope so.
It's
That's the
absorbing
plan.
all that light. It's
What you guys don't know is I dipped this in glow stick goo before I came on the camera, so it should glow like this for a while.
instead of a St. Patrick's Day party, you were out partying in a rave. That's what it was, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that will attract the ladies.
A daylight rave. You know how badass those are.
Well, why even talk about tech stories? I mean, screw it, right? Let's just talk about
Yeah.
drinking and wasted and
You want me to call up
raves.
Coco?
What's that?
You want me to call up Coco?
Oh. What's going on, you guys? I love you guys. All right. And don't bring up the soundboard, please. The 3-sound soundboard. All right, let's talk about some tech stories. First story let's talk about this week is about Google Reader. Now, there was a huge announcement. Now, Google's been doing this for the past couple of years where they've had a spring cleaning initiative. And what they do is they go through all their services and they want to focus in on stuff to take out so they can focus on better initiatives and efforts this time around.
well, and then 3 or 4 years from now they'll take out those initiatives too and spring clean them.
Maybe. But one of the big things that they're taking out right now is Google Reader. Google Reader has been around for a while, and it's going away. It's gone. It's not gone yet. It will be gone in July 1st. And they can use Google's takeout tool to take your data and move it over to like a service like Feedly is a great example. So for me, I've never used Google Reader. I know a lot of people use it to bring together all their different services that they like to read from, say like Engadget and maybe New York Times and their local newspaper, and they all had it on a nice one-screen interface, and that was like their news, pulled together from all these different resources. So now it's going away.
My own custom newspaper.
Exactly. Great example. Now, John Bubb,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Google Reader going away?
I'm pissed. Quite
Why?
Honestly.
Why?
I love Google. I've used it for. I couldn't even tell you how long. I've always used Google Reader. That's how I do my news intake, and it's one of the things that I visit the most on the internet is Google Reader. One of the things I love so much about it is just that it works great across all devices. I can look at it on my computer. I can look at it on my iPhone. I can look at it on an iPad. I can look at it on an Android device. Any device that I want. Google Reader is there, and I have my own custom news feed.
Right. But they're pulling it away. I mean, Joe.
I just don't understand it.
Joe Falbey says what's the big deal, right? Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Damn
I
it.
mean, Ducky or
That's
something.
Don't. You're stealing it,
no,
man. You're stealing it.
I don't. No, I mean, I don't really care. I guess there are enough people out there who,
like
there are
myself
people
that do
peop-
use it.
right.
I
There are
I
people
don't
who are
understand why
passionate
they
about
can't
it and
just
who
leave
use it.
I mean, it doesn't take that much to maintain. It does it.
Well, whatever servers they have it on, they could obviously be dedicated to something else. But I think the issue is right is if it's not making money through ad revenue for them, because obviously they're not charging any money for it, there's no reason for them to keep it on board or maintain it or keep it up to date. Another article I ran across, talks about it's been a zombie. It was turned into a zombie a long time ago. Yeah, but look, if they have a product that there are 30 passionate users of it, and there are billions of people who don't care, why should they care?
I mean, this is a funny thing because, quite honestly, the whole argument that they're making here is that they want to transition people to use Google Plus. But I don't think that's a fair comparison. You cannot compare reading RSS feeds to Google Plus. It's just not the same thing because you still have to go through story by story. You don't get this list view of news items. So for people like myself, Google Plus will never, ever be able to replace something like Google Reader.
Okay, but what made Google Reader so much better than any other generic RSS feed reader that's out there today?
Partly the design, and at the time it was very innovative at what they were doing.
Okay, at the time. You keep saying at the time. Yeah, but you keep saying at the time. That was at the time as of what, 2011?
There's any other service out there that, in terms of functionality and design, that comes close to Google Reader today.
Okay, but it was developed in 2004. It really didn't do a whole lot with it until 2011 when they did a minor facelift and lift and removed features to drive people to Google Plus. And now they're killing it 2 years later. But it's been essentially unchanged since 2004, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, if it can't be improved, there's nothing wrong with it. It works great.
Yeah, but this is Google's pattern. If it can't be improved, they don't want to keep it around because there's no point of something that they can't make better. If they can't figure out a way to make it better, to drive more people to it, and they're just slowly losing users.
Google Docs. How long until that happens with Google Calendar? How long that
when those things stop
making Google Drive?
When those things stop making the money, they'll do the same thing.
I think this is the biggest risk of using any kind of cloud service. Is the risk, especially when it's free, and you're not, and even we've seen it happen with some of the paid services, where we get so invested in it and we love it so much. I mean, a great example of that is, I don't know if you guys saw this. Joe put a link in the chat room. This is the Google Graveyard. And these are all the different Google services that have been killed by Google through the years. Google Health was a great site that helped you track.
Was it?
Yes, it was. I liked it.
It's awful.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
There's so many other things that they could get rid of. Google Alerts. Whoop-de-frickin-do.
Google
How many
Plus.
people use Google Alerts?
Get rid of Google Plus.
Google Buzz, Google Labs, Google Wave, Google Video, Gears, Picasa for Linux they killed. Google Desktop they killed. That was around for 7 years.
So, Google Labs was one that I actually missed. They had some really cool stuff going on with Google Labs.
Yeah.
And you were the only one.
No.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. I understand why they moved away from it and why they can kill something that doesn't make them any money, just like how they're killing Google Reader now.
What the heck was Google Mini?
Google Mini?
I don't remember that.
I don't know. It was like a Mini Cooper. I don't know.
Mini
I mean, if you look at all these things,
I was wondering what Google Aardvark was.
Spread disease.
Have you guys ever heard of Google Aardvark?
No, I guess that'd be armadillo.
Well, here's the question, right? Well, I mean, there's some services that you can move your feeds over
I love
from.
that they have an empty spot here for Google Glass.
So, what about that sound speaker system that you could have bought? For
the Q?
Yeah, the Q. Is that on here? I don't.
Oh, I thought he said something else.
Yeah,
that
I don't
goofy
see that on
round Android thing that nobody really understood what it was for.
Yeah.
I don't see it on here.
And, hey, wait, and why isn't Orkut killed? Orkut's like good in Brazil. I think Matthews Turvey. Yeah, what about Orkut? Hello? Orkut.
Well,
has anybody used that in the last 3 years?
The whole country of Brazil, they've used it. That's about it.
That's enough. That's enough people to use it. No, seriously. If you're talking about the entire country or a large percentage of the population of Brazil, you're talking about a few million people, which is probably more than we're using Google Reader when it died.
Oh, I don't know
when
about
it's being
that.
killed.
I don't
know.
But what about the alternatives that are out there? I mean, have you moved over to a new service yet, John?
I've looked at some of them, but like I said, it's something that I'm so used to using that unless it's exactly like what Google Reader is, I don't think I'm really going to be happy.
Do you think all these online petitions are going to make a difference?
No.
No.
Google is evil.
Oh, but I thought they couldn't do no
wow.
evil. I thought Google
Apparently
couldn't.
they were wrong.
Oh, man. Well, have a drink, John. Have a drink. It is St. Patrick's Day. And find out.
Why aren't we drinking?
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm drinking. I don't know about
I'm
you.
working on it. Let me go. I got to refill my beer.
Yeah, see?
I'm the only one that can't.
Yeah, John's driving or something.
We'll be driving.
We'll be driving.
I'm not driving right now.
Even though his heater doesn't work or anything. Wait, has Joe gone away?
Yes.
Yeah, Joe's gone, so we can talk about Apple real quick.
Yes. What's this thing?
My kegerator's right behind me, so it doesn't take me very long to fill up.
Damn it, you're right. Did you guys hear that Apple's being sued by none other?
Wait.
What?
By Samsung?
No.
No.
Qualcomm?
No.
Nope.
Motorola?
No.
Let's see. Who else? What the hell? Google?
No.
Nope.
I already flashed it on the screen, but
You sure? I'm pretty sure they're being sold by Samsung.
no.
Nope.
I'm pretty confident they're being sued by Samsung.
No,
like it's
they're-
been an ongoing
Well,
thing for a while now.
Somebody besides Samsung and anybody else that you named. Somebody new in the arena.
Somebody new, yes.
Somebody new.
Well, new in the arena for suing.
Yeah.
Been around for a while though.
It's probably not Disney.
Nope.
Close.
Close?
Sort of. George Lucas founded the company called THX. It's a sound innovation company being sued for allegedly misusing patented speaker technology in the iPhone, iPad, and iMac. According to the complaint, Apple knowingly infringed and continues to infringe upon patent number 7,433,483 for narrow profile speaker configurations and systems. They're seeking monetary damages, obviously. So, Joe, I'm going to let you respond.
I'm pretty sure.
First.
I'm fairly confident every laptop ever made also infringes on this.
Maybe.
I mean, most. Anything that has it sounds like anything that has a large speaker and then diverts that audio to a small aperture would be infringing on this patent. But I don't know. I see two possibilities here. It's a non-story. Apple's going to cut them a big fat check. THS is going to say, thank you for making us relevant again. And then it's going to go away. Or two, they'll challenge the patent, get it thrown out on prior arts.
No, if Apple settles here, then
Why wouldn't they?
But then THX will start going after laptop manufacturers, and they'll just go down the list.
So Apple cuts them a few $100 million, maybe.
Okay.
And now THX, now that they have one successful lawsuit on their side, will go against everybody else, and Apple won't care because they've entered into an agreement with them.
Right. No, I know that. I know Apple wouldn't care at that point. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is this an example though of just another patent troll? I mean, technically, it's not because
Are you accusing THX of being a patent troll?
I'm just saying,
is that what you're actually
they've been
saying?
holding on to this since 2008. Okay, and they haven't acted on it until now. Why?
They just got the money.
Oh, come on. They've had the money. Apple's had the money.
Maybe it took them a while.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean,
maybe it took
either
them a
that
while
or
to,
Apple will take this as reason enough to just buy THX, and then they'll go after everybody else for breaking the patent.
I say, if there's a patent which was granted back in 2008, and if it ends up being legitimate and not thrown out on some sort of prior art technicality, how can they just sit on it for 5 years and not do anything?
Well, I'm wondering if,
I
because
just
they
don't
do
get
show
that.
a picture on this, they show a really good picture on this article of the new iMac that has a very thin speaker grill across the bottom. And I'm wondering if it was maybe the first time they saw that they said, hey, wait a minute. I think we should sue everyone. And that was how it got started. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's, like I said.
But did you
it's
know,
gonna
Joe?
It's going to be Apple sends a bunch of money THX's way, Apple buys THX, or Apple invalidates patent by using prior art.
Yeah, but Apple also has patents as well. They have speaker patents as well, Joe.
Yeah.
Doesn't this make you feel not so secure in your stock? Don't you want to start selling now?
No,
Okay.
not really. Sorry.
Sell.
Buy. No, so just
Yeah.
give it away.
Any comments on this, Mr. John Bubb?
No.
All right, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Now,
let's
it's another one of these ridiculous patent war things.
Yeah.
It's just
All right.
these things
Let's
make
go on to
me
the next
sick. There's
non-story.
so many of
Chase.
these patent lawsuits out there. It's just like, who cares anymore?
Well, there needs to be a we all agree there needs to be a huge patent overhaul somehow, some way. I don't know how you get to that point when you have over 8 million patents that are out there.
Well, one of the things that
you'll
changed.
just get a bunch of law firms to be lobbyists and stuff, so you'll never get anything passed.
and that's worked so well. So
Well, one of the things that changed mid 20th century, I recall, is the patent office changed the requirements where the person filing the patent now has to do the research to make sure there's no prior art, as opposed to previously the patent office had to do that research to prove there was no prior art. So now we've gone from an independent third party who had to do that research. Granted, it costs a lot of money. We had to put a lot more money into the patent office, to the person applying or the company applying for it needs to do that research. And obviously, they're going to be slightly biased. So,
No art. Yep, this is ours. It's good.
yeah.
yeah, there's no
So
prior
I mean,
art.
it's gone from a standpoint where a patent, once you get a patent, you're pretty sure that you own that, it's your rights, all this kind of stuff, to the point where now it's really, really easy to challenge it based on prior art because the company doing the filing didn't do enough research to prove that there wasn't any.
Great point, Joe.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
You
right.
guys just police yourselves. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Right.
We'll
Yeah, that
buy
works
that.
so well for all the other industries out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Wall Street. Let's talk.
No, it's okay. You can assign your own overviewer. That's fine.
Yeah.
We have no problem.
That's okay.
Yeah. He's on your payroll? No big deal. Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear? Samsung released a new phone.
Really?
Yeah,
That's great.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
It's called the Galaxy S4, and it's a bigger, faster upgrade to the world's most popular Android phone. Wow, this is according to The Verge.
Now that this
I kind of
is-
like this subline. The biggest name in Android rolls out its 2013 flagship. Shouldn't the biggest name in Android be Google?
Yeah,
Just
but
saying.
I'm just saying, isn't it a nice looking phone though?
It looks like every other Samsung.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It looks all like the 3, doesn't it?
So what's the difference between this and the Note?
That's the exact same question I put on Twitter during the unveiling of this. Was what the heck is the difference between this and the Note 2?
Maybe
They're
it's got.
both
Well,
Samsung.
this
they're both
is
Android.
obviously.
They're both fast.
One's black and one's white.
One's a few months older. One's a few months newer.
Well, obviously though,
It's the carbon
this one is
fiber.
2 better.
It is.
This is a 4. The other one's only a 2.
Oh,
See, the other one's 2G and this
See?
one's 4G.
It's
This one-
2 better.
You know what? I
3.
mean,
No,
this
I
one
don't
has
think that's
4
the case.
Gs in it too, right?
Well, most people don't give a crap. That's the thing.
It's all
Like,
about the G's.
I mean, really, if you're the average consumer going to pick out an Android device, what's the difference?
Well,
As far as I know, there isn't, because in 6 weeks this is going to be old news, and there's going to be some other new Android
You're gonna
phone
have
that
a
everybody
new-
has to have.
Google will have a new Android OS out anyway, so
but it's not
yeah.
even out yet, though.
it doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's already out of date.
It's already
Every
out.
Android
Yep.
device is out of date as when it gets launched.
Well,
That's true.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just because, though, Apple doesn't come out with a phone every 6 months. That's why. If
You
Apple
mean
came,
Apple cares about the user experience to the point where they don't allow old phones to run or new phones to run antique software?
wait a minute. Now, they do?
Kindle
let-
Fire from just over a little over a year ago, still running gingerbread.
How smooth is that experience for you?
Piece of crap.
Smooth. It's a luscious experience.
It's
I don't know,
You know what?
if I need to blame Amazon or Google for that, but it's just the
I
fact
just want
that
to
they
point
don't
out
even
that
make
it's a
it easier.
sad state when a canceled product from another company runs the Android OS better than a lot of brand new tablets.
Are you talking?
designed for
Are you
Android
talking about the
use.
touchpad? Is that your touchpad?
I am talking about the HP touchpad.
How did
Yeah,
I
this
know?
one- But it's sort of a
Yes.
sad
And again,
state
you're
when
the only one to
this
have
when
an
this
HP
is
touchpad.
one of the best Android tablets on the market, and it's how many years old?
2?
No, is it actually still on the market though?
No.
No,
You can't
well,
buy
it
it.
was.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
it's
said
one of the
on the
best
market.
Android tablets you can try to acquire,
There you
and
go.
it's been off the market for years.
John Kessler, have you replaced your
No.
tablet yet? Why not?
No.
Why?
Cuss.
You're waiting. You're waiting for the mini Retina. I let you
No.
mess around with my mini over there.
Yeah.
I actually am waiting for
I was
the
going to
mini
eat
Retina.
it. It's,
I
it's an
kinda want
apple.
that.
I don't know what to do with it.
Why do you need a mini Retina, Joe?
What do you mean, why?
Why do you
Look,
want one? Hold on. What's Joe doing?
So I am Mr. Tablet. So
yeah.
I will admit, I do rather like my Nexus 7.
Yep.
I like the form factor. It's not bad. However, it does end up staying back there most of the time when my iPad actually goes with me to work. And I do think the size is a good thing. So I'm thinking the iPad mini Retina with a better processor would be a good choice as a really portable device. That's why.
All right. Fair enough.
Because it's just small enough that you can, easily carry it carry it around in a bag or in a big jacket pocket or that sort of thing. A little bit better than the standard iPad. It's also a fair bit lighter.
Kessler,
Mm-hmm.
what's your reasoning for not having a replacement yet? I mean, what are you waiting for?
It's actually a financial one. So
Oh, well.
yeah. No, I mean,
Okay, well, that's all right. I didn't mean to make you feel bad now. Now I feel like a dick. It's great. Fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. No. People have been hating me a lot lately.
Yeah.
People don't like me. That's all right. I've already come to
Mr.
that conclusion.
TDI.
No, it's not
Wait,
just.
wait,
gonna-
let's not
I
get
just
into
wanna-
this.
I
What?
just want to predict it now. I think the next
don't like me.
next version of Android is going to be called Thin Mint.
Thin Mint. I got
Yeah.
my.
It's probably
my
a
Thin
trademark
Mints.
name, but I don't care.
Yeah. John's actually not. What were they, John?
Oh, Thin Mints. Oh,
Thin-
I might, yeah. My Thin Mints. Sorry. Nom 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 nom.
All right.
Maybe just wafer Thin Mint.
Hey, let's talk about Daisy
wait.
Senderis. No, let's talk about
Bloody full.
one last neat geek story I threw in here. I don't know if you guys heard about this. A teacher of third graders had some candy, ended up going missing in the classroom. So what this teacher does is she pulls out this bogus app called Truth Detector, made all the kids in the classroom put their fingers on it and basically say, I did not take the candy or whatever. Now, we know that these apps are bogus, but that didn't stop the teacher from injecting this humiliation over all the students in her classroom. Parents want this teacher fired. Just want to know what you guys think about this. Anybody?
Did you read the update at the bottom of that?
No, there's an update now?
Yes.
Yeah, there's an update.
What's the update?
It says, reports the teacher in question says the test was conducted in good fun,
Sure.
and
She
the
tried to
idea
s-
actually originated from the students in her class. Appears the educator wasn't duped by a gag lie detector app, but parents remain livid. They weren't notified beforehand that their kids would be put through the test, however lighthearted in nature it was meant to be. Reactions from the students also indicate they weren't clued in on the joke.
I think this is the teacher trying to save her job.
I don't know.
She should just go buy some more damn candy and shut up.
Oh, my God. Man.
I mean,
look at
seriously,
you.
it's freaking candy.
A lot of
It's not
them
like you can just go to the store and buy some more.
A lot of them were scared to tell their parents, feeling that they would get into trouble.
Of course.
Doesn't sound
They're
like a
kids.
joke to me.
They're dumb.
Oh,
That's it.
wow. Wow.
And still, confidence in the, their teachers that they're not going to lie to them.
What's with the teacher pulling out her personal cell phone at school anyway? That should be against the rules.
What's that matter? I mean, she's probably backed by a teacher's union, so she can do whatever she wants.
Oh, now we're going to get political. Let's get political. Let's do that, shall we? Let's just do that.
No.
Why not? Joe
It's
works. Joe
true.
works for a government, so I mean, yeah.
It's
so
big government.
yeah, Joe's a big government guy,
Big government, yeah.
government career employee, part of the unions. Or probably not. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. See.
No.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go. Whatever. Let's move on to a bigger subject that I'm dedicating the second half of the show to. because I really want to talk about this because there's so many places we can go. All the places you can go, all the places that you can see.
Well, these are simulated places, aren't they?
Yes, they are, John. They are simulated places.
Really?
Now, a game came out just over a week and a half ago-ish. Game from Electronic Arts and Maxis called SimCity. It was the reboot. It was the relaunch.
We should note that the existing Maxis is not the same Maxis that created the previous versions and is now a wholly owned subsidy of EA.
That's correct. That is absolutely right. As Jay Huckabee in our chat room notely put it, DRMCity. So, and that's Jay Huckabee of California. No, I'm kidding.
I thought you guys were talking about.
And that's actually he's in EA's backyard, as a matter of fact. So let's talk about this for a minute. So EA launched SimCity. And almost
on the mythical Origin platform.
On the mythical Origin platform. So popular, in fact, that servers all over the U.S. and around the world crashed under big pressure. And actually, as this GIF or GIF demonstrates, that's about what happened to SimCity's servers. No, I'm kidding. So I don't know where to start here. I mean, this story has so many different angles, but I want to start first with an official statement. I want to start first with an official statement from Lucy Bradshaw. She is the general manager of the Maxis label, and here is what she said. She said the following. I hate to disturb you while you're playing SimCity. Now, that was funny in its own right, because I know a lot of people may not be able to get in there. But she wanted to offer some straight answers on the topic, always connected, and why SimCity is not an offline experience. Now, there's a big letter here about lots of different things and how they feel that SimCity is not supposed to be a single-player offline experience. She said in many ways they built an MMO, and that the game is not final. It never will be. However, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of explanations from EA and Maxis saying that the reason why that you always have to be connected is for some off-computer algorithms. It's to keep region play working together. Whole bunch of, I call it fluff. It is. Joe, I don't know where we want to really jump into here on this. Do we want to talk about offline play for a minute, or where do you think we should jump into first?
Well, let's talk about offline play, because there's actually something a little somewhat new about that. But yeah, so the story from the beginning, and we remember we actually saw a presentation for this at E3, way back at E3.
Oh yeah,
and we all got super excited about it. It looked really, really cool. It does look really beautiful. I haven't played the actual game. I've played through the tutorial. I haven't actually started my own city. What?
You haven't played it, so.
Well, I haven't played I've played through the tutorial and done its little intro and stuff like that. But when it came time to actually start a city, I was like, I'd rather play without all these other random people on Earth. So, but yeah, the argument that it can't be on
people like you and Chase.
I've played it.
Yeah. Anyway, they say it can't be played offline, that the servers are an integral experience and super important to the game, and yet multiple people have been able to prove that you can play offline without any problem. They actually address that. I'm not sure when, but there's a recent post on Forbes that talks about it.
Yes, there is.
That mentions that EA could have had offline mode, but it conflicted with the vision that the developer had for the game, the developer being Maxis EA. So, obviously, they wanted this to be an online game. They've said in the past, EA has said in the past, that all of their future games are going to contain microtransactions and DLC, which in and of itself is a whole nother discussion we should have. But so that's pretty much where we are, is they say it has to be played online, that it relies on their servers, yet people have been able to prove that they can play offline as long as they want. They have to hack the game to do it, but they can play offline for as long as they want. And obviously, the servers are not an important part of the game.
Yeah, some coders have found within the game code a debug mode that will allow users to play the game offline indefinitely, Also, a coder recently found that there is a mandatory 20-minute offline timeout. So let's say you're playing the game and you get disconnected from the internet, or you are disconnected from the internet. If that clock reaches 20 minutes, you will be booted. It automatically. And there's a line in the code to make that happen. So this 20-minute, it's a mandatory 20-minute timeout. So let me ask you guys this before we move on to some of the other things that have kind of come out of this whole mess. Should EA, this is a softball question, should EA have been more upfront about this kind of not problem, but this kind of feature per se in the game, no offline mode, or really are gamers the one to blame on this, where they bought the game and then they're complaining about it after the fact?
No, I think that they were really upfront about the fact that it was online only. They talked about that at our presentation at E3. They've talked about it every time they've discussed the game since then.
Right.
That it's going to require online connection, that you're playing with your friends, you're playing online with other people, building competitive cities or not competitive cities, but cities working together to try to reach an end goal together. So I don't think EA's been at all hidden or mysterious or anything like that. I just don't like the idea of online always play anyway, regardless as to whether whether it's clear when you initially buy it or not. I think the bigger issue is on launch, even though they knew how many pre-sales they had, right? That's the beauty of a digital pre-sale system.
They knew, yes.
They knew exactly how many people they'd pre-sold this thing to. They still were ill-equipped to handle the load, which
right.
I don't even understand how that happens. You know you've sold 100 million copies of the game. Well, obviously it wasn't that many, but you know you've sold so many million copies of the game. You should expect 60 to 80% of those people on the first day are going to give it a try. And they obviously weren't prepared for that, which, like I said, I don't know how you managed to mess up that badly.
And also, if anybody bought a digital copy of the game, they weren't able to get refunds. They weren't. Right. People wanted refunds. They wanted their money back. EA refused. But instead, they did offer everybody who bought the game a free second game as compensation.
At some point in the future.
At some point in the future, right. I mean, also EA had to also disable some in-game features to help make the game somewhat more usable. It's very, very... Obviously, another thing, too, that we kind of looked at is, the plot sizes. And obviously, this is one of those things where it's like, well, this is one way probably EA is going to make some money, right, Joe? I mean, this is where they're going to use DLC. Oh, you want a larger lot? Here, pay for an additional lot or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. But somebody made
wait a minute. A company wanting to make money?
Well, no, a company wanted to make a lot of wanting to make, not just make money, but take advantage of their subscribers. And I mean, that's the whole issue, right? With some of the DRM, or not the DRM, the DLC we've seen out there before. It doesn't just, it's not just horse armor, so to speak. It ends up becoming integral parts of the game that are distributed as DLC. They say, oh, no, we never intended to put that in the game. That was an add-on planned for later, even though it was in development, or it's something the game can natively do. They just have to unlock the flag.
So what do you think their explanation is of having a 20-minute timeout to force a player out of the game? Because it's already been proven, a lot of coders and a lot of people who've played the game, and they looked at it, and they even use like Wireshark and some other IP monitoring. This game is really being connected more for probably DRM purposes than pushing off offline algorithms and things like that, where they were trying to say, well, the reason why is because we need to keep all the regions talking to each other and blah, blah, blah. So why do you think they're kicking people out after 20 minutes when they really don't have to? Is this to enforce their vision, quote unquote?
Well, no, I mean, obviously it's part of their idea of DRM. They obviously didn't learn the lesson that Ubisoft learned when they started pushing always on DRM, and now have backed down from it. Is that the consumers don't react well to it? So, but yeah, the excuse for it. So that's the actual reason for it. But the excuse for it is, oh, well, you have to play this game online because it's a community-driven game and you're playing with your friends and playing with your neighbors and all this other kind of stuff, when obviously we know that's not true.
So how do we solve stuff like this going forward? I mean, what do we
Stop
do?
pre-ordering games.
Really?
That's it. That's it.
But people knew about this ahead of time. People knew about this.
No, people bought the game because they saw SimCity. And a lot of people bought the game because they saw SimCity and they saw the videos and they saw how cool it was. But they didn't do the requisite research to actually find out the issues that were going to be on in the game. That it was going to be online only, that it was, always online, that sort of thing. So if you don't read the back of the box, or you don't read the documents about the game, and you buy it, you pre-order it, and then you know that because none of the online distribution systems allow you to do electronic returns, none of them, Steam included, not going to leave Steam out of that one, they had to know. I mean, they may not have been aware, but they have to be knowledgeable enough to realize that that's what's going to happen. But the best way to do it is just not to pre-order games. If we stop pre-ordering games as a gaming group, we're gonna get rid of all these pre-order enhanced features. We're gonna get rid of if you buy it from this company or buy it from GameStop versus Walmart, you're gonna get different packs of weapons or that sort of thing. If we stop pre-buying these games, especially games that turn out to be terrible, then we're gonna run into less of this sort of issue. At least that's what I think.
My worry is the always connected game aspect, where we buy a game, spend $50, $60 on a title, and now you're required to be connected to the internet to play. And if you lose your internet connection, you lose your access to the game. So whatever you paid, it doesn't matter because it's gone. It's out the door. Now, some games we know are inherently online only. Like, say, EVE Online is a great example. You know that's an online-only game. World of Warcraft, you know that is an online-only game. And I think you nailed it, Joe. A lot of people who were purchasing SimCity didn't know that it's an online-only game. And I think that's where you have a lot of the backlash.
That's their fault, then.
What's that?
That's their fault, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
A bunch of whiners too.
No, I agree with John. It's the end user's fault for pre-buying it because EA didn't make it a secret it was going to be online play. It's not like they were hiding it away somewhere. It's just that people didn't do their due diligence and actually read docs or research it or anything like that. They just hit the little button that said buy.
And what other?
It's terrible.
And you know what other
it's a terrible world we live in.
You know what other thing really grinds my gears is literally traffic. Like, I've been playing the game, and traffic is screwed up. It's stupid.
As most traffic is.
I mean, yeah, you got that right. But just glitches.
Oh, it's realistic.
It's not realistic at all. Like, for example, let's say, you have a 6-lane highway, okay, or avenue or whatever. And obviously, everybody's trying to get to work. It's rush hour, so one side of the street is just packed with cars. And then all of a sudden, there's an emergency vehicle that needs to get to a fire. So what does that vehicle do? Gets in traffic. Doesn't go in the opposite direction of traffic to get around it, just gets stuck in traffic. Meanwhile, in another part of town, that house is burning down to the ground.
50 people die.
And 50 people
Here we
die.
are, more whining.
What's that?
Nothing.
What? Population numbers. Here's another thing. Population numbers are incorrect. They're bloated.
Mm-hmm.
They're not accurate at all.
You know what? I think there are bigger issues with beyond the always on DRM and the all that kind of stuff. I think the bigger issue with the game is actually in the gameplay. Once you get past these issues of the always on DRM, there's all these other problems. The whole thing about they talked, they even talked about it at the E3 presentation where each sim has a life.
Not really.
And that when you follow that sim, he'll go to home and then he'll go back to work and then he'll go to home. But really, he'll go to the first available work spot and he'll go to the first available house. So he's not really going to his house or his work. He's going to any house or any work. And that sort of mentality is carried across the entire game. You remember the old SimCity? We had a whole underground aspect. We had to build subway systems, and we had to do plumbing, and we had to do all those underground aspects and electrical grids and stuff like that. And with the new SimCity, the roads deliver all that,
Yep.
which is just a miracle, right? I mean, the roads magically deliver power and electricity.
Well, you would hope that when you're building infrastructure that, you're smart and efficient. And when you put down a road, you put down systems with that road, like fiber optics and pipes and other things.
Well,
So
but
I'm
not
okay
always.
with
And
that.
the
it's
road
like the
may
real
not.
world.
Well, but the road may not be the most efficient way to get something like that to an area either. I don't know. I mean, there's a whole lot of problems that are actually in the gameplay that have nothing to do with the overall DRM and the other issues that we've talked about. And I mean, we could dedicate a whole nother episode just to dealing with the problems of SimCity and how the game actually functions as a game. So,
How
I mean,
does
that's just a whole nother thing.
So how does EA redeem themselves here? Obviously, they're like, okay, we're going to give everybody a game.
Refund everybody's money and cancel the project.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
But they're giving everybody who pre-ordered the game or got it after a certain time a full title. EA's they've trotted out the Maxis chief to be straightforward, quote unquote, and address these issues. Can EA do anything else, or are they permanently in the doghouse for a while on this?
Were they ever out of the doghouse?
Well, a lot of people were optimistic about it, John, beforehand. I mean, we included, at E3 and PAX. Very, very, we sat in on a presentation. We were very optimistic about this. And now, after it's come out and just seeing the complete fallout, I mean, another, I guess, complaint also is if you create your city on a particular region, you're locked to that region.
Now, when we saw the SimCity stuff, was it ever mentioned when we saw that it was going to be online only?
I think we knew then, didn't we, Joe?
When we saw it at E3, yeah, they talked about it being online play.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, online play, but did they say it was online only?
Well, I don't think they specifically said it was online only, but they made it clear that, I mean, so they may not have used the exact words online only, but they did make it very clear that that was how you were expected to be playing the game, is that you'd be playing it with friends, you'd be playing it, your cities would be built, and you'd have to work with your neighbors to build up a large area or region.
Yeah. But they didn't directly come out and say, hey, you need a persistent connection for this.
I don't recall if they said that one way or the other.
Yeah.
We'd have to go back and look at the video we weren't allowed to take there.
Well, we said it was going to be online. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, they did not make a secret during launch and build up that it was going to be an online game. And so people who are freaking out about that aspect of it, I don't think that's really appropriate. They are whining. People who are complaining about the availability of servers, that I do see as being a legitimate problem. And then the gameplay issues, I think those are legitimate issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think this server status screen is kind of interesting because it says they have a server in Antarctica, which I don't know how that works, but okay.
Keeps cold.
Yeah, probably.
They have one in Oceania, and where else they have, like, west, east, south. But one of the other complaints I have is if you make a city on a particular server, you don't get access to it on another server, right? Or
yeah, so the cities are not cross servers. They're only available on the server you started on. So if you build a region with some friends on, let's say, because North America West wasn't available, you built it on North America East, which had some space at the time. Then you go back to play. Well, now North America West is available. That city's not going to be available on that server. It's only available on the server you started on.
That would suck for somebody that traveled a lot and played on their laptop.
Well, the nice thing is you can pick any server you want.
right?
Well,
yeah.
So.
Unless it's full, unless it's down.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and that's a problem in its own right. I mean, now I'm online. Now I can play. I'm not getting kicked off, and now I can't get access to my city because that server is full.
Yeah.
It's not like I have my city stored on my local system. It's just there's some inherent issues, and what's surprising to me is they had a huge beta period about this. They had a huge thing, closed beta, and I don't understand why some of these things were not addressed then. I just don't get that. I don't understand. I don't want this to be a fully 100% gaming segment talking about SimCity, but we will talk about Wii U before we get out of here. Sale numbers have come in for the Wii U, and they have continued to slump through the month of February. So bad, in fact, that they're being still outsold almost 4 or 5 to 1 by the Xbox 360. They estimate that they've only sold about 64,000 units, and it's worse for any month on record. For example, for the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. Is the Wii U in danger, Mr. John Bubb?
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, what more needs to be said? It's the Wii U. This is the story month after month with the Wii U. It's like, all right, well, how bad are the numbers this month? Oh, they're this bad. Oh, well, when are we going to have a price cut? It's crap. I mean, what more can you say about it? We've had how many consecutive months about poor numbers for this?
It's
unit?
crap because we're missing some significant big first-party titles. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Once Zelda comes out on that thing, and once you get, say, Mario Kart out on that thing, I think it's going to start to turn around. The first-party titles is what makes the Nintendo.
It's too late for that. The
it's too late.
Is that it's crap. So
it's too late.
Like even if you have those new titles now, you've already screwed up so many of your potential customers that would be interested in it. It's like
that's what I'm waiting for.
Why do I want to get it now? We've got the PlayStation 4 coming out soon. We've got maybe a new Xbox coming out soon.
That's what I'm waiting for, though. I'm waiting for those big first-party titles. Once Zelda comes out and I get Mario Kart.
How many people really are? I
think a lot. A lot.
You're talking about
people
people that have to be following this to actually be doing something like that. Something like yourself. And they're just not. I just don't think there's enough people like yourself out there to carry this product.
I don't know. I think that when they release a Zelda title for the Wii U, and if they do it this Christmas, I would totally understand if they do it this fall. They will make up the difference in sales they've had. I really believe that, because Zelda is a huge seller for that whole platform. And there are a few other games out there that would be massive sellers for the Wii platform as
Mario
well.
Kart.
Yeah.
Mario
Kart would be a big one.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that thing would be. I mean.
I think that's what
I'm
it
waiting
is.
for.
Is right now there's not enough first party titles out, and the titles that are available right now, by and large, there's like two. From what I understand, there's like 2 good titles on the platform. The rest of them are pretty much mediocre or bad. And if they release some really, really good first party titles, a new Zelda game, a Metroid game, a pretty good Mario game, stuff like that,
But
they would make up the difference.
What's that, John?
You'll get those games, and then once you beat them, what are you going to do?
It doesn't matter. You've already bought the console.
So.
Well, I mean, if the discussion is solely about console sales numbers, then that's the whole point, right? Is the most consoles they sell.
But what I'm saying is that it's not going to last. It just isn't. It's inevitable that the Nintendo Wii U is.
What brought people to the Wii? What brought people to the Wii? It was the innovation in gameplay, the mechanics of the games, the gameplay of the games, and actually some of the titles themselves. Very good.
Well, the U stands for underdeveloped, doesn't it? We underdeveloped.
So I think there's huge potential here. I don't think it's in a danger period yet. Also, what good Wii U titles came out in February? Does anybody know? I can't name one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So, I mean, I think that's part of the problem here is for the Wii U to survive, and for me personally to pull the trigger on a Wii U, I need those other titles.
Sounds like a dead brand.
So the only title that came out in North America in February for the Wii U is Fist of North Star Ken's Rage 2.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
No doubt.
Can you say that title fast again?
Fist of North Star Ken's Rage 2.
All right.
By Tecmo Koei.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. You know what? I think the Wii U, the sales are slumping just because of the fact of titles. They don't have a good library of games right now, and it will get better, as they say. Hopefully.
So all the updates that you have to do when you first get a unit doesn't deter people from buying one?
No.
You mean the same thing you have to do with the other 2 consoles that are available right now?
But it was made out to be a bigger thing when the Wii U came out. So there's more of awareness out there of that
Every
sort of
time I
issue.
turn on my PS3, I have to go through some stupid update before I can play
But
a game.
you don't see millions of news articles about that.
No, but it still affects me.
Sure.
I mean, I see
didn't say
millions
it
of news
didn't.
articles about SimCity, but that's not as big an issue either.
And they're spent.
They're done.
No, I mean, it's the argument that, okay, so you have to do an update before you play the console is, I don't understand how that's more valid or how that's a bigger issue on the
It's
Wii U
negative
than it is on the
press.
Xbox or the PS3.
It's negative press. There's been a lot of negative press lately about the Wii U. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you don't see articles currently about Xbox or PlayStation 3 having these updates that you have to do every time you turn on your console. It's not like, oh, we got another freaking update for the PlayStation that's going to take me forever to do. You don't see articles about that anymore.
Anymore.
Right.
I mean, the Wii is the newest, biggest thing. So, of course, you're going to see articles about that sort of thing right now. But as soon as it passes, as soon as the new consoles are available from Sony and Microsoft, those will be the issues. Those will be the, oh, geez, you
guys
bought
are
an
living in a
Xbox.
fantasy land.
No, you bought an Xbox, 3300 or whatever the heck they're going to call the stupid thing. And you have to do an update for it as soon as you buy it because they couldn't ship it from the factory with the most current version of software. I mean, it's going to be the same thing on the other platforms. It's the same thing that any console goes through.
Whatever.
At least with the Wii, every
There's
time
no
they release an
arguing with
update
you
to the
'cause you-
console, it
you
doesn't
can't concede an
completely change
opinion.
the UI.
So why do I even bother?
Right, but every time Microsoft
Here we
releases
go
an update
again.
for the
They're going in
Xbox,
another circle here.
no, but every time they release an update for the Xbox, it changes the UI so completely, and it doesn't on the Wii. It doesn't on the PS3.
I gotta
It
ask.
doesn't even matter anymore. I don't care.
I gotta ask you,
All right.
John. I gotta ask you this question. Do you own a Wii U?
No.
Okay.
Why would I own a Wii U? It's crap.
Well, then, by your logic, you can't talk about it.
Sure I can.
You guys. Ah. It's green. Drink some more beer, please. Come on. Come on.
I am out.
No, but I mean, I will say this. I will say this. I think a lot of consoles, especially when they've done some big refreshes, that I believe that Nintendo has done with the Wii U, they didn't come out fully firing with a good list of titles. And I think if they had that good list of titles and they didn't have this weird thing where they have to basically download the entire operating system on every update, which I think Jay hooked me in the chat room said it was like 2 gigs, which is just crazy if you don't have a fast internet connection. I think if you make those changes, the Wii U has a chance. I don't think it's dead. I don't think it sucks. I just think it's, at this point, it's not living up to its full potential.
It's a geeky wallflower.
At this point. Now, granted, when these newer consoles come out, like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 720 or whatever it's going to be called, and you have the Wii U, yeah, the Wii U might be underpowered in comparison. However, so was the Wii itself compared to the Xbox 360 and compared to the PlayStation 3. It's not always about graphics and how it's powered. It's also about gameplay and quality of titles and that sort of thing. So we'll see what happens. And no,
excuses.
it's but they're valid excuses. They're valid.
I didn't say they weren't valid.
Yeah, but they're excuses, they're points. We'll see what happens in 6 months. I think a lot's going to answer the question, will Wii U survive for the holiday season? Will Wii U survive this next round of console wars, quote unquote? We'll see what happens.
Hey, since you mentioned the PlayStation 4, can we talk about what NVIDIA said about it?
What did NVIDIA say about it?
Lay it on us, Joe.
NVIDIA released a big statement where they said the PS4 is only as good as a low-end PC.
Oh, jeez. Really?
Needless to say, Sony is all up in arms. PS4 ships in December, Sony's indicated. This is what NVIDIA has officially said. If the PS4 ships in December, Sony indicated it will only offer about half the performance of a GTX 680 GPU, which launched in March of 2012.
Here's the only thing. You got to take it with a grain of salt for what NVIDIA says. And you know why?
Because they're not powering the hardware anymore.
That's right. And
yeah,
who else is powering the hardware for the PS4?
Well, AMD is. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're powering all the current consoles because, as NVIDIA said previously, they weren't willing to work for peanuts or something along those lines.
So of course NVIDIA is going to come out and say this stuff. Why wouldn't
I
they?
just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they say it?
Yeah.
They have to come out.
But I also, however, think that it's at least to some degree true. Consoles are always going to be a little behind PCs because
Always.
PCs can upgrade their components whenever they want.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
always. I mean, you could say that about any console that comes out. Not just PS4. You could say that about the Xbox 720 or the Wii U or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Ouya or whatever that thing was.
Or the PS Vita.
Or the Vita. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or the much vaunted Virtual Boy.
Oh, God. Which causes
What?
blindness after 20 minutes of use.
Oh, it does not cause blindness. Come on.
Blindless.
What's blindness?
Sorry.
Joe is trying to read the script. He can't see it.
Yeah,
We
you
have more
can't
beer.
read
Sorry
it.
about that.
He needs his glasses, his Google glasses.
He needs some Google glasses.
Yeah.
He's slurring his words.
Joe's had too many drinks. He's been going back to the keg too much.
It's the beer goggles.
Hey, this is only like
But a
3
little
or 4. I lost
too
count.
much food dye in that beer.
What?
Sorry about the coughing there,
Green,
folks.
green food dye.
Green?
Turn it
There's no
green.
green food dye in this beer.
No, I used it all on a shirt.
I am not Chicago.
No. That the reason why it looks green is because of the shirt. There's
Yeah.
so much green.
It's just bleeding through everything.
It's bleeding through the.
All right, I'll give you that one.
All right. Hey, let's go to our picks of the week now. These are some geeky, gaming related, or sometimes weird websites or things that we'd like here on the show. And we pick things from time to time. We don't do it every week, but we do it when it tickles our fancy. I'm going to start this week with Mr. John Kessler.
Me?
Because not only John has a great pick, but he has a story connected with his pick.
Yes.
So, John Kessler, the floor is entirely yours. What is your pick of the week?
My hat is off, but yeah, really. There we
It
go.
literally
There.
is off.
Literally off.
Yeah.
To OtterBox. OtterBox has saved my phone. I don't know if you can see the scratches. Yeah,
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
scratches there. Just one little too much glare. Nick on the screen there.
And that's on the plastic of the screen.
Yeah, and there's the OtterBox. The film that came with the OtterBox is on the screen, and that.
Now, have you taken that plastic off?
I
to
have
see-
not yet.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
there's a couple of scratches. So when I was not here last weekend, I was putting my car back together from doing the heater core, and I left my work at about 10:30 at night. Cleaned off all the stuff off the roof, except for the phone. So I made it all the way from my work to Jack in a Box, and then somewhere, quarter of the way down the on-ramp onto the freeway at about 30 miles an hour, the phone came off the roof. I found it the next afternoon sitting on the shoulder of the road, this side up. Luckily, it didn't rain overnight. Otherwise, the thing would have been that.
So explain what happened the next day. You call.
I called Chase.
You sent me an email.
Oh, that's right. Well, you were at work. I didn't want to call you at work.
Right.
So I sent him an email saying, that's right, because I had to do log in through my Gmail. Sent Chase a note to call me or ping me on the...
Call you as soon as possible.
It's like, Chase, can you look on Latitude and see where my phone is?
So John and I are friends on Google Latitude. And it gave me a circle, a general area of where his phone was. And it was close by. It was close to his work. The thing is, though, it doesn't pinpoint an exact location if it's like in a passive mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it had about a 2 mile, literally a 2 mile circle of where his phone could be. But it was still transmitting. It was transmitting once an hour.
Yeah.
So what did you do, John?
During lunch, I went and pulled over on the shoulder of the on-ramp. Walked down. Actually, I was expecting to be on the left, and it wasn't until I was coming up the right-hand shoulder on the way back. I was like, oh, yep, there's my phone.
Unbelievable.
Picked it. It was, it was still on the green, but, once I got the phone and started messing with it, it quickly dipped into yellow on the battery. Luckily, I'd had Bluetooth turned off when I didn't have it in the phone.
And this is the commuter case that you got here, and they're not paying us anything at all to advertise this pick, but this is John's phone. He's got an Evo.
Yep.
And the commuter case, and it saved his phone.
Yep.
You're probably going a good 40?
No,
at
I
least?
figured, between 30 and 40.
That's
incredible.
incredible.
I was sweating it, and I was expecting to find it, ran over or something on there. But yeah, couldn't believe, sitting on the shoulder of the road, up. Luckily it didn't rain. got my phone back. There's not other than I think
You probably just need a new piece of plastic. That's all you need.
Yeah, there's no no damage to the screen at all.
That is incredible, John. Well,
Yep.
That's a great pick. I mean, I know
what
what
would he have done if the phone had been destroyed? He would have had to replace it.
Yeah.
John would have got to get a new phone.
Yep, I would have had to got a new phone. But and that's and I'm generally pretty light on phones.
Well, I think the Ghost Shadow in our chat room is asking. Well, I'm surprised no one took it.
That was the other crazy
thing. Well, the other thing is this is a freeway on ramp, so there wouldn't be any pedestrians.
Yeah, there's not a spot where anybody would have been walking.
Right.
And it was black side up on the on the asphalt. So
right, so it blended in.
And I was actually I was kind of looking to the right as I was walking down the left shoulder, kind of trying to watch both sides, and it wasn't until I was walking, I was about 4 feet from it, walking back up the other side that I finally did see it. So it was blending in pretty good.
Yeah, no, incredible story, and I'm glad you found it, and now you're keeping a closer eye on it now.
Yes,
yeah, of course.
There's in my pocket.
Awesome pick, Mr. John Kessler. The OtterBox for your HTC Evo, and not only that, they have many different types of cases available for you guys. I've used them on all of my phones for a period of time. I love them. Great stuff, and you can get yours. We'll have a link in our show notes to an Amazon referral link. We'll try to always keep the cheapest price for you. All right, Mr. John Bubb, our special guest this week from beautiful Detroit, the Motor City.
Yeah, beautiful Detroit. What an oxymoron that is.
I know. It's like your office. You put a nice sheen cover over it so we don't really see what it looks like. It's like the GM building. What's your pick this week, John?
It is Sunrise Calendar for iOS and particularly the iPhone. It's a new calendar app that I've been using on my iPhone. The stock calendar app, it's all right, but I mean, of course, it could be improved upon, and I believe Sunrise Calendar kind of does that. It's a free application, and I mean, some people say they don't like it because it forces you to log in with either Facebook or Google Calendar, but I don't necessarily mind that because I'm going to want to connect either my Facebook or my Google Calendar to it automatically anyways. So to me, that's a non-issue. But when you load this up, you'll have to log in with either your Facebook or your Google Calendar, or you can log in with both if you'd like. You can connect both of them to log in. It'll bring in automatically your events and everything from Facebook or Google Calendar, or both, as I said. It's really cool. It's very easy to use. One of the things I do like about it is that the calendar itself, the dates, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 each week, it only shows you like 2 weeks instead of all 4 weeks, so it doesn't take up half the screen. You actually see more of an agenda view than you would see of the actual calendar in each day. So if you have a lot of events like I do, like I always have all my favorite TV shows on my calendar so that I know what time they're on and I know when to check for things to download and all that stuff. But it's really cool because it also separates them by morning, afternoon, and evening. And it'll also pull in, if you have birthdays on your Facebook, which is really cool. So you can always keep track of your Facebook. It's really easy to add new stuff. It's got Google Maps integration, so you have an address automatically in there. You can check it out on Google Maps, which is really cool. It even brings in some weather for you and time zone support. It's all around really cool. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more than what the Apple stock calendar app is on the iPhone, this is a great replacement. It's called Sunrise Calendar, and it's absolutely 100% free.
I love it. And also I can see here in the notes that it supports multiple Google calendars. So like, for example, I use 2 or 3 different calendars, and actually more than that sometimes. And it pulls that in. And I also like the fact that it pulls in the Facebook birthdays in advance as well. And I love the fact that it's free. So yeah,
and it's
definitely
all synchronized too.
I love that. I love that a lot. So there you go. Great pick. Sunrise Calendar. You can find that on iTunes, and we'll have a link in our show notes. Thanks, Mr. John Bubb. Great pick. All right, Joe, I'm going to let you go next. Mr. Joseph Falbey has a great pick this week. Joe, what's your pick?
So it's this new thing coming out fairly soon, coming out in May, called the Automatic. It's called an automatic link or something. Anyway, it's an ODB2 connector for your car that hooks up to your cell phone. Now, these have been available for a while, and they're available that do different things, and they're available both for Android and iOS. What this one does that's a little different is it bundles a special app with it. So there's an app that you download that does the link, and it'll give you all the standard information. It'll give you diagnostic codes, stuff like that. But it does a little more than that. It also will track your driving patterns. It'll track how you drive around, your how much time you spend braking or accelerating, all those sort of things, and give you a driving number, a driving score rather. And the higher your driving score is, the better it thinks your driving is. Now, I think that's based on economy, not on like, you're better at driving the Nürburgring or something like that. But it's still kind of cool. It'll tell you information about more information than just a standard code. So a lot of the tools that are out there will just give you a standard, just a code. This actually will look up the code and tell you what it is. All kinds of really cool features. The best thing about it is the price isn't really that bad. The app is actually free, and the little dongle, which will, like I said, is going to be available starting in May, is going to be about $70. Most of the Android ones that are cheap and Bluetoothy, they can be had for as little as $20. But most of the iPhone ones that are out there right now, because I've looked, are in the $100 range. So $70 fits into kind of a nice price point. The other thing, too, is it also is one of the first ones that will use Bluetooth 4.0, which has the low voltage mode. So it will not use as much battery power communicating with the device.
So it's only a 4S and above for the low voltage mode, right?
Right.
So?
For the iPhone, it's only available. It'll only work with the 4S and the 5. With Android, it works with a bunch more phones, of course, because there's 1,001 different Android phones out there. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm actually kind of interested in pre-ordering one of these and checking them out, and seeing what all it says. I'm afraid that it would depend on which car I'm driving, what my driving score would be, because there are a few cars wouldn't be so good. But no, I think it's really cool. This is an example of technology. They mentioned in the article about it that all this tech is available from existing devices, but those existing devices are generally very expensive, and they're dedicated just for this task. And what they're able to do is they can put an ODB2 device together relatively inexpensively, and then use all of the existing technology and hardware in your mobile phone to do the rest. So instead of buying a $600 device, you already have a $600 phone. You just need to buy a $70 connector for it. But definitely cool. I'm interested in checking this out. Like I said, they're going to be available starting in about May.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to ask Joe, can I put one of those in my car?
How old is your car? No.
No? Oh, damn.
That was the quickest no. You didn't even wait to do the math. How old is your car? No.
So ODB2 is available in all standard cars after 96 or 96 and newer.
Yeah.
So if you have a car that's older than 96, you're pretty much out of luck. So no, your antique Volkswagen Beetle will not work with this device.
96?
What was that?
People drive
what
cars
car do
that
you?
old?
Yeah, John, what kind of car do you have?
Yeah.
2001 Intrepid.
No.
No, the other John.
The old John.
No, mine. My car, it's the fine 1985 Volkswagen Quantum Synchro.
Yeah. So yeah, yours. I believe I have a watch around here with more computing power.
Wait a minute. I'm a little pissed off here, Joe. Look at this. So I'm on the pre-order page. Okay.
Yes.
So I don't have Android, which is fine. It's 4S or 5. So I'm gonna say 4S. Okay. And then it says automatic supports gasoline non-diesel cars sold in the U.S. since '96.
That's rough. It supports 97% of the U.S. car market.
So let me check my car here. It's not gonna. It's probably not. It's Jetta.
It just says
they have
Jetta.
a Golf Sport Wagon. I think it's like that. But it doesn't. Wait. So really, it says non-diesel. I have an ODB2 port.
It probably will support your device. There's just going to be some features that are going to be missing.
Yeah.
So, but really, the percentage of diesel cars in the U.S., if this was Europe, it'd be more of an issue, but the percentage of diesel cars in the U.S. is really, really, really small.
Now, are they basing that off from if they're somehow pulling in data for gas prices in the area you're in?
I believe that's maybe what it is, because they do talk about that. One of the other really cool features I think is OnStar makes a big deal about having this. If you're in a crash, it'll automatically call 911. This actually adds that feature to it. So if it's able to detect that your airbags go off, and it can do that through the ODB2 port, or if it detects other issues, it will automatically call 911 with your location, which is part of E911, which not all.
So they should have a
ODB2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Onboard Diagnostics 2.
Stage 2 or second generation.
Yeah.
So they should really kind of link that in there with a breathalyzer on your phone. Yeah.
So, but I think it's really cool. I love this sort of tech. I have a couple different Bluetooth ODB2 receivers for my devices, but unfortunately they don't work with stock iOS because they use Bluetooth profiles that aren't supported.
Well, I can't wait to actually. I picked up an old Bluetooth adapter, and I'll talk to you about that after the show, Joe. But no, very cool pick. I'm gonna send him a question about my car because I have a diesel. Because I'd want to get it, but man, if my car's not even supported at all, that's just screwed up, man. But it's an awesome product, automatic.com. Nice URL, by the way, if you want more information.
I wonder who they bought that from.
Yeah. So my pick of the week is nothing elaborate. It's just something I thought was really cool. I like to breeze through Lifehacker every once in a while, and I found this really cool article here about always choosing the best seat at a multi-person table. So let's say you're going out eating with friends, family members, meetings, or whatever. It will give you a nice chart or infographic to sit in the right spot if you're at a 4-person circle table, a 4-person square table, a 6-person rectangle, 8-person rectangle, and so on and so on. So the rule of thumb is if you're sitting at a 6-person or 8-person rectangle table, you want to sit in the middle, okay, or one from the end if you're on an 8-person table. If you're at a 7-person table, you want to sit on the 3-person side, but in the middle. There you go. That's my pick.
So is this for playing cards or?
No, this is for like going out to dinner.
Okay.
You know, you're going out to dinner and you want to know the best place to sit. This is where you want to sit. This is where you want to go.
Why is that going to be the best place? Elbow room.
Elbow room, being able to hear the people that you're
it's
eating
to do with
with.
conversation. I think
It's conversation. To be able to hear the people that you're dining with, and you're not necessarily stuck next to a bad person because you're in a nice location to chat with your friends that maybe that you don't want to chat with, or you do want to chat. You know, it's a good spot. I'll have a link in the show notes. Check it out. There you go. That's my pick this week. That's all the picks this week. I want to remind everybody, you can head over to our website at geekgamer.tv. There you can find all the previous episodes of Geek Gamer Weekly, Minecraft Me, our occasional tech and gaming specials. We also have a great, awesome community forum, geekgamer.tv/forums, where you can chat about technology and gaming. We have, I want to say over 250 members in that forum, and it's growing every day. So thanks to all of you guys who have joined that forum and who will watch us live on Ustream every week. You guys rock. Thank you so much. And by the way, the other cool things about the website here is on the right-hand side, there is a calendar when we go live and when the episodes will be released, so you'll know when that is going to happen as well. And at the very bottom of the page is a button that you can click on to like us on Facebook. Click that like thing. If you do, you get a prize. The prize is gratitude.
Loads of it.
Loads of it. I want to thank our very special guest this week, Mr. John Bubb. And John, there you go. Back to that. What have you been working on? What have you been doing?
I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Anything you want to plug this week?
Yeah, Tech News Weekly. Let's go with that because there really isn't anything else I'm doing. Tech News Weekly every Friday on the GFQ network at guysfromqueens.com at 5 p.m. on Friday evenings. We do a little tech show, me and Andrew Zarin, where we talk about weekly stories from tech news and that sort of stuff. We usually have somebody on like Michael Manna, who's really big into tech as well. So if you want to check that out, it's similar to Geek Gamer Weekly. You might find it interesting, you might not. But if you want to check it out, guysfromqueens.com, Fridays at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. East, 2 Pacific time. Unfortunately, I can't join that anymore. I'm right smack dab in the work.
Darn.
Unless I'm off on a Friday. But yeah, gfqlive.tv, and you can also subscribe to it on iTunes as well as watching it live. All that fun jazz. It's all right here. And I got to say, I do like that logo. It's very fresh and clean.
It's bold.
It's bold. And a nice headband, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Joseph Falbey. You can see this guy when he's not wearing a green shirt on our other show that we do, Minecraft Me. We do that every Thursday now at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 on the East. So we don't have to say 12 midnight anymore. and he's now the true Notch lookalike because he's actually the one with the real beard. Notch does not have a beard right now.
Is he regrowing it? I haven't seen any pictures.
I haven't seen any current pictures either, so I don't know. But always looking good, Joe, and I'll be seeing Mr. Joe here in a couple weeks. Looking forward to that. He's going to be up here, and we'll have some fun. Mr. John Kessler.
Hey, can I plug something?
No.
Nope.
Yes, you can, of course.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
more
You
to
can plug your Twitter account.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
VW Kenny.
Yeah. For ancient V-dubs. No, I was going to throw out for any of the people that I've got hooked into watching stuff on Crunchyroll. There is a little series called, I'm going to screw the pronunciation up. I want to say it's Maoyu. It's spelled Maoyu.
Maoyu?
Yep.
Okay.
And here's I'm going to throw the wiki link in the IRC, but it's also in
it's
in the chat notes.
Maoyu. Got it.
Yeah. It's how many episodes are they at right now?
11.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yep, 11. It's kind of it's not a it's actually kind of a serious one. It's about a guy that's a hero supposed to go kill the demon lord, and they end up kind of hooking up a little bit. She's got a plot, and it's just great. It's a good episode, especially the one was the one episode number 9 there. I Am Human. You know, for an entire episode where they pretty much were in one spot, and this one gal did this one big speech. It was just amazing dialogue.
I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get a cease and desist. But for a more serious anime, it's not your TNA, and it's available in 1080p as well, which is great.
No, because it's current. It is. I mean, it's
a brand new show.
Yeah, it's a brand new show,
and it's also available with English, Spanish, and Portuguese subtitles.
Yeah.
So awesome stuff. And this when these come out, you get them the next day or real time?
No, they're simulcast.
Simulcast.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
those are simulcast.
Awesome.
For us that have the
and if people want a free trial for Crunchyroll, can they still email you?
Yeah, if someone I've got 2 or 3.
So you only have what's a good address to email you?
John at GeekGamerTV.
That's JON.
JON
at GeekGamer.tv. If you want a free trial to check out Mayu.
Yeah, don't know about the pronunciation, but yeah, it's been a good series.
Awesome stuff. You can follow me on Twitter if you guys want to, at Nunes, Nunes. We do this show every Sunday evening, 6 Pacific, 9 in the East, Pacific, our Eastern Daylight Time, and 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time at live.geekgamer.tv. I want to thank the guys from Queen's Network, GFQLive.tv for simulcasting, and also to Ustream for featuring. All you guys out there who check out our show, we also do a Minecraft show every Thursday evening as well, so I hope you guys will check that out as well. For my special guest, Mr. John Bubb, John Kessler, Joseph Falbey, my name is Chase Nunes. Until we all talk again, we are all silent. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
What? Oh, Bob said.